Hey guys, my name is Heitor Fraga and this is my Q&A for the 10,000 subscribers. But before I start, replying the comments you guys give me in the previous videos that I asked for, your questions, I just would like to say thank you very much for everything, guys. I am completely honored and overwhelmed by this truly unbelievable mark that is this 10,000 subscribers. I couldn't feel more uh, glad and unworthy of this, and I mean, I just don't have uh, words actually to try to make myself clear here for how much I owe to you guys and how much I want to thank you guys for this. Um, I'm truly honored for having you guys believing that my work and my job is something you would like to return to and keep following and keep prestiging. It's that it isn't a word here, but I mean I am extremely honored, and I just would like to have the opportunity, if you are willing to give it to me, that I can make myself worthy of this 10,000 people, this 10,000 of you that are believing that my content is something that you can enjoy. And I mean, it's simply something that is worthy of your time, and I mean, I couldn't ever ask for anything else than that, and I am truly thankful for you guys. And I mean, I'm completely overwhelmed here, so thank you very much for that. It will be a miracle, to be honest, if I ever achieve something more than that, in the sense of like 20,000. I'll keep posting videos because I believe that I have to make up for this 10,000 people that are trusting me, in the sense that they trust my work is something they would look out for. And I mean, just for that, I am extremely thankful, and I couldn't, ever ask for anything else. So thank you very much for that. And I'll try to right now reply to the questions you guys gave me in the previous videos, the previous video. And okay, so the first comment is from Chris Masiello, 3 days ago, and he say, "First comment, you're the best, bro." Thank you very much, Chris. It sincerely means a lot to me, man. I totally appreciate your words. Um, I don't sincerely think I am the best on anything, to be honest. But I mean, thank you very much for the confidence, and for being around to comment and precise your work. So thank you very much, man. Then 3 days ago, to No Inbald said, "What is your favorite video game of all time?" Okay, so that is kind of. Uh, um, I think that I probably think that ba- the game I most like, and I mean, from everything I have ever played, is probably Batman Arkham City. And it's really hard to say that because I mean, I have throughout time multiple games that I really love it. um, and I mean, it's just too hard to say it because I have, for example, Arkham City right now is I think is the game I have most fun playing. But I mean, before Arkham City, I could have a lot of other games that I love to play, like Shadow of the Colossus, for example, is a game that I play for. I mean, a really long time, that have changed me in multiple ways, and I sincerely love this game. And I mean, I think it's a really hard question to answer, but I think the short answer is Batman Arkham City for sure. Then Gabriel Arthur Extreme Games said, again 3 days ago, muito top, Heitor, parabéns. That means, as he himself have translated in the comments, very cool, Heitor, congratulations. Man, I mean, thank you very much. Or I guess it's supposed for me to answer to you in Portuguese. So muito obrigado, Gabriel. Eu agradeço muito pela não só pela confiança, mas pelas palavras mesmo, assim. É muito legal receber essa resposta não só de você, mas de todo mundo, significa muito pra mim. Should I, answer in English too, so you guys can understand? But anyhow, I just thank to him because it sincerely means a lot to me. All the confidence that you guys put me into my work, and it's just too much for me. And then 3 days ago, to Padre said, "I sub when you started making Arkham City mods." Thank you very much, man. I mean, for real, because basically the first video I ever posted on my new new rampage on this channel. That's not the right word here, but I mean, the first video I posted when I started again with the channel in 2012, I guess, was Arkham City mod. So probably you are here from the start, to be honest. So thank you very much, man. I appreciate it for real. Then Knight XO2, it's a 02, but I mean whatever. He asked me, where did you learn to make mods? I'm doing mods for a long time, to be honest. I have done mods for The Sims 1. Like years ago, even when I did not knew that those are mods, to be honest. I did not knew that was what I was doing, but I was doing it. And then I made it for Crysis 1, a super speed mod for Crysis. And again, I did not know what I were doing there. But for Arkham City, specifically about the Arkhamverse, of course, I think I did not learn from everywhere, to be honest. I saw the first mods that ever came for Arkham City in the Arkhamverse community. That site that existed, that is arkhamverse.com or something like it. And I used it to follow the modders' content there. And I saw a lot of stuff for Captain Jack and Alex Vance, and I mean, these guys there, Lestat, CV. And these guys that, were already doing mods. And then I started to, look out for how to do it with text mod. And I just, start to try it. And the first mod I ever did for Arkham City was a new 52 Nightwing. And that was back in 2012, I guess, in the start of 2012, mid 2012, something like it. And Arkham City had been released in 2011, I guess. I think the dates are correct here, but I don't know. Anyhow, correct me in the comments. But I kind of, find out how to do it by myself. I just, look out for some tutorials on internet about, how to operate the software, and then I start editing these textures because, as I said, I were already used it to make this for The Sims 1 a long time ago. So I mean, I had already, dealt with this type of, archive and kind of edition, and so I knew what I had to do. I just, had to improve myself in a point that I could do something that was nicely enough to, be published, and I could share to you guys. And I mean, it was pretty much like that, to be honest. I just we're discovering how the textures work it together and how to make it all work together, and how one thing complemented another, and how to deal with all these different types of textures and materials and stuff like that. Basically, just keep trying it until I find a comfortable way to do it. Then Sebastien O said again 3 days ago, commenting before we get 10,000 and get super famous. Thank you very much, man. I mean, you are usually around here commenting a lot of videos, so I thank you very much for that. I don't think I'll ever get super famous by any means. I am just extremely happy and already so overwhelmed for having you guys around here, and I mean, that's more than I could ever ask for, or everything I could ever hope when I started this channel here, to be honest. So I mean, thank you personally for your comment and for being around, and thank you to everybody else that composes this incredible market is 10,000 subscribers. So I mean, that's it, I guess. Then GuBrj, that is a Brazilian guy, I think. He talked to me in Portuguese sometimes. I almost said Brazilian. I don't know why the fuck I would say that. And he said, "What is the stupidest thing you have ever done?" I don't usually do stupid things. Man, I have no idea what is the the stupidest thing I have ever done. I mean, I have serious problems about my personality dealing with other people. In a sense that I'm kind of a douche sometimes. Even if I'm usually a nice guy here on YouTube, but I mean, it's not hard for me to be a nice dude, but in real life, sometimes you just don't have patience. So I think the stupidest thing I have ever done in my life was to be, not the best person I could have ever been to everybody else. That's probably probably the one thing I could I would change if I could I can't. It's just too complicated, but I think that the most stupid thing I have ever done, and it's a thing that I still do sometimes, and that I'm constantly trying to not do more, is not being not acting so correctly to people as we should have. They deserve, in a sense of personal relationships, and pretty much like that. I would like to not be a jerk sometimes. Then Arkham Forever asked me this, and he actually teased me it on Steam before he posted it here, saying that I would laugh a lot and that I should not take his question personally. And he asked me, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Yes, I have a girlfriend in my imagination. Her name is Sarah, and we are very, very happy together, man. Thank you for asking, by the way. He said that 3 days ago. Okay, so the next one is Galactastar. I think Galactastar Gaming. Basically, he's asking me about a free roam Peter Parker mod that I say to him that I would look out for, and I did say that, man. Sorry if I haven't look it out over it, and I just never got game, to be honest. So I couldn't make too much of it, and the whole structure of the game is very, very different from Arkham Knight and CDN, pretty much all the Arkhamverse. So sorry, man, I never did it, even if I say that I would. That actually happens a lot. Sorry guys for everything I say that I will be looking into, but I don't. And many times I do look into it, but I just can't find a solution, or I can't find a way to make it. So I don't do it, but I most of the times I actually look out for it and think in ways of doing this stuff. And I remember of trying to download this game, and to try to look out for it, but I couldn't ever, the whole structure of the game was too different from Arkham CD and Knight to do something useful in the sense for this. But then a guy named Ace in Space replied to him in the comment, and he posted a video of, I think it's from his channel. There is a trailer for this Peter Parker mod, the free roam Peter Parker mod in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game. So I think that your mod is solved here. So I think it's not a waste of time for you to ask here in my channel, because you actually found it somewhere. So yeah, and how thanks my comment, man. Then 3 days ago, Blue Legends asked me, "Do you play any instrument?" And the answer is yes. I play classical guitar, and I can. The whole fundamentals of classical guitar are pretty much the same as electric guitar. I can play that. I have a decent background in playing music and drawing and making videos. I'm pretty artistic guy in this way, but I do a lot of stuff, and none of this stuff I do in a great way. I'm a regular musician. I'm a regular I totally missed the word here of people that drown. Sorry. But I mean, yeah, I can play instruments. I mean, this one in particular, I can do other stuff, but I mean, not in a decent way whatsoever. Especially because I do not play guitar in a decent way whatsoever too. So I mean, but thank you for comments, man. Eric Rocker 9 say 2 days ago, what other games are you planning on modding? I did do some mods for Skyrim. I already posted here in my channel, to be honest. I made a Quicksilver mod and I made a She-Hulk mod. And I'm actually really proud of both, to be honest. I always wanted to make more mods for Skyrim, but the whole structure is a lot different from the Arkham verse things. And I mean, I don't know, I just never look at out more into it, so I mean, I kind of stopped doing this. But I don't know, man, I think that I may return to that sometime. And especially because Skyrim is, I mean, now I kind of regret of saying that Arkham City was my favorite game, because I think that Arkham City and Skyrim are actually matched as my most loved games from all times. I mean, I love Skyrim so much, man. I remember of the first time I ever played Skyrim, and it was I started to play. It was like 6 p.m. in a day, and then I look out to the window. It was 7 a.m. I had played the whole night, and I mean, it's such a blast of a game, so incredible. And I mean, Bethesda is probably my best. The developer of games that I most love here, because they do always such an amazing job. So I mean, Skyrim is a game that I always plan on modding. Fallout 4 is a game that I would love to mod too. I did a mod for Wolverine Origins, X-Men Origins Wolverine, to be honest. That is kind of nice in a way. Actually, it is the Alex Ross Wolverine, the design he made for Wolverine in the game. It actually looks nice, really nice in the game. But I mean, I always wanted to mod textures mod for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that Galactastar mentioned before in the comments. I always try to make texture mod for that game. I didn't make a Carnage mod for it once, but I just throw it away because it did not look so cool when I finished it. But I mean, I want to mod pretty much everything that I ever put my eyes on, but I just don't have the talent, or the willpower to learn how to make all these mods. So I mean, I'm actually a pretty lazy person, and sorry about that, by the way. I'm a really lazy person, so I mean, I waste a lot of these opportunities that I have. So I think that, to be honest, basically that is the biggest mod I ever wanted to mod. Then Kadin Grayson asked me, and to be honest, the whole comment, he say 10,000. It seemed like it was just yesterday you had 500. And yes, man, you are totally right. I mean, I couldn't ever imagine when I started this. I was so discompromised, and it was so. I'm a tourist in a way, and I could never ever have imagined that it would grow in such a big scale like it is today, and I am so honored and overwhelmed for this, like, for real. And his real question is, what is your favorite music genre? And then he asked me later in the replies, also, what is your favorite mod ever by anyone? Replying the first one, and thank you for both of your questions. Those are actually pretty amazing. The first one, I think that, I'm not sure, I think it's kind of a indie rock stuff, in the sense that I'm not a metal guy, and do not like to read metal, and I don't have much anything against any types of music. I really like to hear music that make me feel kind of that it music that resonates me on some way. There's a whole chemical physical explanation for how music affects you in your nervous system and pretty much everything like it. I do like to hear a lot of epic music. I mean, in soundtracks. I love so much time from Hans Zimmer, for example, or the sketchbook that Hans Zimmer made for The Man of Steel, and I love Adagio in D minor for man, it's John Murphy, I think, the guy that composed it. I think those are such big blasts of songs. It's those are so incredibly powerful and amazing. And I love, for example, I love pretty much everything that Hans Zimmer have ever done. I think the guy is such an amazing dude, and I mean, few people do this incredible job as he does. And but at the same time that I hear like Hans Zimmer and John Murphy, and I hear to Beethoven and anything like it, sometimes I can also hear like Taylor Swift, in a sense that I have a very 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 big range of stuff that I hear. I do hear a lot of Imagine Dragons too, and there is one singer that I personally love so much, that is Aurora, and I think she's Norwegian. That's not how the word is spelled, but I mean, she's so amazing, and her musics are so incredible, and I do hear a lot of stuff, man, and I just like music that resonates on me, and I mean in my mind in a way that are just special. And replying your other question, I have saw these questions, all of them before. I thought in answers to all of them, and this was one that kept me thinking about it. What is my favorite mod ever by anyone? And I think that I could actually say that for Arkham Knight, the best mod I could ever hoped for was Super Speed mod. That can't be credited to me, to be honest. I am the one that posted this in my channel, obviously, but the guy that made it and found the codes and edited them in a way that they could work properly was G6, again, because the guy just makes pretty much every console mod that exists in the world, to be honest. And I gathered it for my Superman mod too, that I also consider to say that was my favorite mod, because it gathers a lot of awesome stuff like super flight and super speed and invulnerability. But I think it would be like cheating to mention it, because it's just a compilation of a lot of mods. But I think that my single personal favorite mod ever is Super Speed mod, because I just love this concept of super speed so much, man, that it's just incredible to me. What leads me to another question that is from Endangered Medimedes. I think that's how it's spelled. And the guy asked me, what's my favorite superhero and my favorite supervillain? I have a lot of favorite superheroes, man. Don't make me imagine and found a number one of my top list of superheroes. I love a lot of stuff. I love Colossus from X-Men. I love Thor. I love Nightwing. I love Nightwing so much. And I love personally, and that from the bottom of my heart, I love the whole Flash family with all my forces. And during it's kind of a cyclical thing that while we are growing up, and when I were like a kid and a early teens guy with like 13, 12, 14, 15 years, I always loved Kid Flash a lot. I loved Bart Allen, Kid Flash, from his run with the Teen Titans and Young Justice, but mainly the Teen Titans from 2003 with I can't remember who was the guy, but was a great guy, and I love that Kid Flash so much, man. And but then I kind of grew up and I become an adult, to be honest, an adult, and I think that now the Flash is my favorite superhero of all time. I mean, um, the whole concept of this character, not just about his powers, but his personality, his tenacity, and his willpower, and the hope he gathers with him, and the sacrifice. Sense of tragedy within him, especially with Barry Allen and during the whole crisis thing. And I mean, he's just such an incredible superhero, and I think that he gathers the best thing that superheroes could ever have within him. That is this sense of hope and the sense of duty and the sense of love. To be honest, he's always so in touch with his family, and he's so simply careful, and he's just so kind, and he's never a jerk. He's never like New 52 Superman that is this buffet guy, or he's never a jerk like Batman. He's never cocky like Green Lantern. He's just like this perfect impersonation of what a superhero relatable to humans could be, and I think that's why I mainly love this Flash character so much. And my first top super villain ever, for much that I love the types of like Joker, for example, that have great stories. I think that the stories of him make him more likable as a villain than his character as a simple character. I know that stories composes the characters as they are, but I think that his personality is just not too much appealing for me. So I think that my top one super villain is probably Doctor Doom from Marvel. Victor Von Doom, that is at least was the ruler of Latveria in Europe. He's just a huge badass villain. I mean, there is no villain in comics history that could ever match his awesomeness and how strong and how he could make his I'm lost in the word here, how his personality could stand up, how his name meant so much threat and danger, and this power that he actually exhales from himself, and he's just so respectable, and you can fear this guy because that even when he is not doing anything, that guy is something you should fear from the bottom of your gut, because that's a guy that can be evil if you want to, and it's a guy that you can't beat by any means with normal superpowers or anything like it. He's just always so prepared, and he's always so powerful and unbeatable, and he also have this tragedy backstory, and his personality and his motivations are so crude, and he's just a extremely appealing character. And I think that he's just great as a villain, and that's one of the things that make me hate the Fantastic Four movies so much, because they do such a disservice to the character and the story of him, and to this his whole awesomeness in the comics. Then Sil de Graaf, that is always so constantly here around commenting. And by the way, thank you, man. I never talk to you directly, I think, in videos, but I sincerely appreciate your presence here, man. It sincerely means a lot to me, so thank you very much for that. And he said 2 days ago, I kind of suck at coming up with good questions, so what's your favorite type of pie? And to be honest, here in Brazil, we actually don't eat a lot of pie. It's more of an American stuff, I think. Here we do make a lot of cakes. We do cake for pretty much every occasion, to be honest. We do cake for everything, man. It's just, that's how we roll here. And I think that I don't know, man. I'm not actually eating a lot of cake, to be honest. I'm more like a salty guy, and but I kind of like these chocolate cakes, I think. But I mean, it really is not a good question, and I really don't know how to make this. But I mean, thank you very much for your comment, man, and for your presence here. I sincerely appreciate it, man. Uh, then the Amazing Herschel said, "Oh man, you deserve 10,000 subscribers. I feel so much closer to you in your newest videos too because you talk more. Anyway, here's my question. Why did you start to create Batman Arkham mods? Did you watch a video that inspired you to do it, or did you just think of it while you were playing it one day? That's it. Anywho, you're definitely one of the nice guys on this website, so it's really cool you got this far." Before I answer your question, man, I just want to thank you guys. Thank you for saying all those stuff. Is extremely nice for me to read this type of stuff, and I feel extremely glad and honored, and I mean unworthy of so much love and care for you guys, and thank you very much for the words, man. I sincerely appreciate it. I sincerely appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. I kind of fused the two sentences here that I were thinking. Thank you very much, man. I'm completely overwhelmed by it. And I feel really glad that you are feeling closer to my job and to me in my newest videos, where I am actually talking a lot more than I ever did in my channel. And that's mainly why I did it, because I think it's such the time goes really fast when you're doing it. To be honest, I'm recording this for 31 minutes now, so I mean it's obviously going a lot faster than I could ever hope it for. So to answer your question, why did you start to create Batman Arkham mods? As I said, I saw a lot of this stuff being made in the Arkhamverse community, and I kind of wanted to make it by myself, because that's something that's unused to modify these games and create new opportunities, new visual opportunities for this. Since ever, as I said in The Sims 1, for example, I always did that, trying to emulate specific stuff that I loved. For example, I watched a lot of anime during my early teens time, and I usually to make a lot of mods for The Sims 1, using this design from anime, and to create these characters in The Sims 1 to can play with them, and like just a simulation, like an RPG or something. So that's something I ever have this urge to do. So when I have this opportunity to simply redesign characters that I love so much, like Nightwing and Batman and Robin, and create different alternatives for them, like for example creating the Green Lantern with Nightwing, that idea that is extremely successful here in my channel, or Captain America for Batman Arkham City using Red Robin skin, for example, Deadpool 2 in Arkham City. Those are just the type of stuff that I always wanted to do and to done. So when I found a way to make it, as I say, in the Arkhamverse community, with all these great guys there are, like Captain Jack, this is probably the best mod ever for the Arkhamverse community, and Alex Vance and Lestat and all these guys that had done so much with so little resource. And I mean, it was just too inspiring, and I mean I could never lost a chance of that, make something by my own, and gladfully I make it well enough so people do like my work here, and did like the work I published in the Arkhamverse community website back then, years ago. And I mean, it was pretty much like it, man. I just wanted to make this stuff and create stuff that I liked to play with, and gladly people also wanted to play with this type of stuff that I wanted to play with, and that's mainly how it all happened. And thank you very much for your words, man, and for your question. I mean, for real, thank you. It sincerely means a lot to me, man. And then Batman asked me in distorted voice, "Do you bleed?" And then Eu Sou Seu Pai replied, "Immortal." And then Batman replied, "Why do you say that name?" And I mean, I actually do not bleed, man. I do not have blood running through my veins, so I mean, it's kind of impossible for me to bleed. But thank you very much for your answer, Mr. Batman. I mean, it's a huge honor to have you here in my channel, so thank you very much. Then Marcus the Gamer 2 days ago asked me, "What is your favorite game out of the Arkham series?" Mine is Arkham Asylum. He's saying that, and I think that I have always replied. I have already replied to that in the previous comments about the favorite game, because in the whole Arkham series, I think that all the games, even Arkham Origins, that is the weakest of the whole franchise, each game have its own particularity, in a sense that I think that, for example, none of the Arkhamverse games have ever captured the Batman atmosphere as much as Arkham Asylum had, for example. Arkham Asylum had just the perfect atmosphere for a Batman game. Arkham City have the best overall conjunct of stuff. Just as I think that Arkham Origins added a lot of depth to the background of the story, how it's a prequel about the first encounter among Batman and the Joker, and I mean, it's just expand this Arkham mythology enough so you can feel a lot more included in the game. And I think that Arkham Origins story personally is the best story, especially knowing that Batman Arkham Knight is so much based on under the Red Hood, and I mean the whole Red Hood arc in the comics. So I mean, it's not such a big thing from Rocksteady to make it. It was actually extremely predictable if you know anything about Batman in the comics. So I think, as I said, Arkham Asylum have the best atmosphere, and Arkham Origins have the best story, and Arkham Knight have probably the best gameplay because it opens the horizons about how you can deal with the menaces in the game using Batman's gadgets and stuff. Even if the game is completely forcing you to use Batmobile on pretty much every occasion, what sucks and what diminishes the glory of Arkham Knight as the conclusion of this epic franchise that is the Arkhamverse one. So for sure, for me, is Arkham City the best game. It managed to pick up the great elements and consolidate the gameplay and the story part and the atmosphere part and the whole ambience, and they managed to make such an incredible job with Arkham City that none of the other games can ever beat, you know. And then Jordan J Realm Pro asked me yesterday, "Why did you start YouTube?" And this is the last question. By the way, thank you to all you guys that have participated here in this Q&A. Jordan asked me, "Why did you start YouTube?" I started it, this run here on YouTube, I started like 3 years ago, and I started it with a friend, not on the channel. My friend had his own channel and I have this mine, and I just wanted to, you know, post my mods here, and you know, I always wanted to make a cinematic kind of cinematic atmosphere to my mods and make they mean something and be epic on some extent. You can watch, for example, my old Bruce Wayne mod for Arkham Origins, for example, that I use this incredible time song from Inception that was composed by Hans Zimmer, and I am so proud of that, of that short movie. So until now, it's a whole slow motion set recording that I made, and I love those shots so much, and I love that clip that I made out showcasing the mod, and that is the kind of stuff that I wanted to, you know, make and show to people, and so gladfully people enjoyed it enough to subscribe and to be around and to give their like and support and share with anyone else, and you know, the things just started to, you know, go on a snowball, and until today, to be honest. And I mean, that's why I started on YouTube. I just wanted to share these things to you guys, with you guys. So, replying that is the last question. Thank you guys very much, all of you that have sent your questions to me, and everyone else that did not send any questions, but are constantly around here composing this amazing mark. There are the 10,000 subscribers. I couldn't ever thank you guys enough for that. I owe to you a lot. So I mean, just thank you very much for everything, guys. I sincerely love you guys, and I'm completely overwhelmed and honored. And I'm willing to make, if gave me the opportunity to it, to make myself worthy of all this confidence and all the love you are giving to me to this point, and make myself worthy of this 10,000 people that are willing to keep following my job and following what I'm doing, in the hope that I do something cool enough for they to waste their time with. So thank you very much for that, guys. I am sincerely honored and glad. Thank you very much. This video is extremely long, but I mean, if you are watching this, thank you very much, and I love you guys. See ya.